Well, good morning, everyone. How are you? Auctioneer Patrick here, and so excited. It is time to Mosey and Mingle as we gather in support of the one and only and amazing Elijah's Heart House. Joining me today is the matriarch and the leader of the band, if you will. She is the impetus and the energy and everything leading the charge that is Elijah's Heart House. Put your virtual hands together for the one and only. And I mean one and only Kimmee Auctioneer.
Oh, thanks, Patrick.
Kimmee, how are you, dear? It's
Hey,
here.
we're actually here, and we're here in the Heart House this morning. Behind me is we're starting to fill in this wall with a whole bunch of hearts that have all the names of the kiddos that we have helped over the years, and it's pretty fun. Someday we'll have this whole wall filled. So
Well, and I want to clarify. So a heart represents an individual, not necessarily just the level of support. In some cases, some of these families have been helped more than once, right? So
that's correct.
yeah. So I mean, if you think about all of it, I mean, it's amazing. But what a beauty! I know you started that a while back, and it's since I was down at the Heart House a year ago, probably there's a lot more hearts on there.
There are. We've got a lot more hospitals across the nation hearing about us, and through Facebook, through social media, it's really growing. And that's what this event is all about: is pulling in people to really start recognizing the need and the significance of Elijah's Heart House, considering we're the only foundation in the nation that does this. And
Right.
I've heard that multiple times just in the past week from two different social workers talking about, whoa, I didn't even know about you guys, and this is fantastic. And I always ask them, are we the only foundation in the nation that you know of that does this? And the answer is always yes.
Yeah.
One of the things about Ronald McDonald House, which is a fantastic organization, I mean, the best when it comes to housing kiddos, is that a lot of times Ronald McDonald houses are full. And I really think that most of the population doesn't understand. They are familiar with an RMH, but they don't understand that these places get filled very quickly, and they need another option. And Elijah's Heart House is that option.
Yeah. And when I hear you speak about this, because you and I've been talking about this for several years now, the thing that sticks out to me is it's not like these families really have an opportunity or any really incentive to have researched this before their need, right?
Correct.
I mean, you've told me your story in the past about being airlifted to Seattle and all of that. It's amazing to me, and I think it's important for our audience and the supporters to understand that families don't get to prepare for this when their child is struck with some type of an illness or an injury and has to be in the hospital away from home, and now the family doesn't have anywhere to go, and they may not have the resources to just go ahead and book hotels. I don't know if you've looked at hotel costs lately. I know you have.
Yeah.
But for example, I've got to be in Bend next week for an auction. I was blown away at the last minute rates for hotels in Bend, Oregon. It was $400 or $500 for what you and I would probably consider an extended stay or something like that. It was unbelievable. So I can only imagine the challenges for these families when all of a sudden they find their child in a hospital and going to have to be there for an extended amount of time. Where are we going to stay tonight, right? When visiting hours are over. And that's where Elijah's Heart House fits in. But it only fits in if the social workers that are at the hospital know about Elijah's Heart House and are able to refer them. And it's also only possible through events like Mosey and Mingle and other fundraisers that you do throughout the year. But this is your primary one. Raises enough money to give you the ability to say yes. Is that a fair statement?
That's the truth right there. We need people to hop on today, since our live auction is now on, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And so you want to talk about
that? Let's show how people let's show people how they can support, and we are excited because every bit of Elijah's Heart House, whether it's the Heart House itself or it's Mosey and Mingle, has a little Kimmee Auctioneer in it, right? And so the impeccable style and taste is on full display. And your incredible committee with Lydia and Anna and Holly and the whole gang, Maggie and everybody associated with the event, have put together an amazing really a fun online auction. And I'm going to share with people how they can get involved right now and take a look at what you do. So here we go, folks. As Kimmee said, the online auction is available. So if you're watching us right now on the auction website, that's fantastic. But I can see that several people are out on Facebook watching us also. And so you can't support Elijah's Hard House from Facebook. So I'm going to encourage you to go right to this website as soon as the broadcast is over today. Or if you got a second screen, do that too. But go to this website right here. This is our event website, compliments of our friends at Auctioneer. And it's a wonderful platform. But once you're there, friends, I want you to go ahead. And the first thing you'll notice, there's a bunch of options here. First thing I want you to do is register. Click right up here at the top and click register. That's going to walk you through a little registration process. You don't have to put a credit card in until you're ready to bid. But once you're ready to bid, okay, then you're going to need to put in your credit card. Once you've registered, friends, what's going to happen is Auctioneer is going to send you an email. I'll give you a heads up. Occasionally they get stuck in your spam filter, right, Kimmee? And
yes.
So make sure you check your spam filter. But what it's going to do is it's going to send you an email confirmation of your registration to make sure it has the right email address. And I'm going to encourage you that once you receive that email, it'll have instructions on how to download the Auctioneer mobile app. And that is the fantastic tool to stay in touch with all the auction action all week long. All right. So I'm going to click over to a different tab just because I've already registered and I'm ready to roll. And we'll just roll through the whole website, Kimmee, and let people know how they can support Elijah's Hard House and the amazing work you're doing. Sound good?
Sounds terrific. And we're on the Auctioneer website right now, correct?
Yeah, in fact, we absolutely are. That if I click that play button, we'd have that really annoying, loud tone in our ears, right? So I won't do that, but that is where, if you get to the auction website, you wanted to click on it, it's there right now also.
Fabulous. This is great.
And folks, as we're going along here, please be sure to say hello in the chat. Feel free to ask any questions. If I say something you're not quite sure you understood, or you've got some insight you want to share with us, or just want to say hello, we love to chat back at you. So be sure to drop any questions you've got in that chat, and we'd be excited to say hello. And it's right there on the Auctioneer website also. So once you're here, I can't go any further without saying I'm going to put my first plug in. But this is the most amazing family-oriented fundraising event that I know of, that I'm involved in on an annual basis, and that is Mosey and Mingle. It'll happen next Saturday or next Sunday, okay, a week from Sunday, June 28th, and tickets are still available. We'll talk more about Mosey and Mingle a little later in the program, but I do want to make sure that you know, since it's the first option here, you can still get tickets, all right? And then the other thing I'm going to draw your attention to is let's go right to bidding online. And the committee and the group have put together over 60 packages, Kimmee. That is fantastic. There's over 60 different packages in your online auction. And what's amazing to me is everything started at $10, right? So literally everybody can participate, right, Kimmee? You may not win at $10, but you can bid.
Hop on, $10. Easy.
Hop on, line it up, bid high, bid often, right, Kimmee?
Bid high, bid often.
And as I always say, every bid is raising money for Elijah's Hard House. All right. So, hey, look at these packages you've got here. Everything from a stay in Prescott, Washington to Joe Malone's signature collection. Are you kidding me, Kimmee? I know some people that's going to.
Leanne at Nordstrom has donated 3 years in a row. And that is
wow.
a great, yummy, great smelling.
Yeah. And Leah Cole, one of my favorite wineries of all time, out there in Walla Walla. I was just there last July 4th. It was an amazing experience. Leah Cole, French for Little School. Was that one of your favorite wineries too?
Yes, it's fantastic. And it was so great that they were able to donate. This is the first year that we've had Walla Walla. And, Ed, our oldest, went to Walla Walla Community and did the John Deere Tech program up there. So I have this kind of affinity for Walla Walla. So very cool.
I was blown away. That was I've sold a lot of packages. It's typically called Walla Walla Wonderful, Kimmee.
Yes.
And there's a lot of packages that we get that in different events that I end up selling. and I had never been there. So last year I just hopped in my truck and drove to Walla Walla.
Yeah,
And
it's fantastic. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
I was blown
Government.
away, blown
Mhm.
away. I've been to Napa, I've been to Sonoma. I love the Oregon wine country, obviously, but I was blown away by just the atmosphere in Walla Walla and the level of cuisine. Great
Yeah,
restaurants there in Walla Walla.
great
So
food up there. Great
yeah,
food.
so bid on this package, folks, and then make it a 2 or 3 day. We're only what 6 hours from Portland, is what I recall.
Yeah,
About six
it's
hours to there.
five,
So
5.5. Yeah, it's great. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
it's awesome. We've got it looks to me like we've got a little something for everybody, whether it's wine, whether it's smelling good, looking good, whether it's a little vacation stay. How about our friend Melinda out there at Olea Vineyards, putting up a little escape to Olea Vineyards? We love Melinda, don't we all?
Yes, and Alea's coming to which we'll get to later, but we love Alea Winery, and this is a really neat little package, a great little, almost staycation kind of thing. So hop on and grab that one. That one's great. I'm probably going to bid on that one.
Yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh. And hey, speaking of that, I do want to let you know, friends, that when you bid, when you register, you have the opportunity to give yourself a nickname. Okay. And I want to encourage people to give themselves a little nickname, just to kind of mask their bidding. But more importantly, because I think it's kind of fun, right? The
It
theme
is
is Mosey
fun.
and Mingle. Well, there's got to be somebody. There's got to be John Wayne. There's got to be a Giddy Up. There's got to be. I mean, what. I've seen some in the past. I'm not going to have you expose your
I'm not going to
mask.
expose mine, but I will tell you that it is the 250th anniversary, for America this year. So historical figures are kind of in my midst, swirling around. I have a couple of names that I'm looking at.
Yeah, I like it. And,
Warning.
and, in fact, hey, friends, if you got some ideas, drop them in the chat box right now, and just give us some ideas for nicknames to be
Yeah.
used when you're bidding. Right, be kind of fun, right? We've got
George Washington, John Adams,
yeah,
Ray
yeah, absolutely.
Ross, all kinds
Paul
of
Revere. I
Paul
mean,
Revere. Yeah,
yeah.
historical. Go back to that Revolutionary War era. There's some pretty neat names, pretty neat people back in that
Well,
historical time period of our country. So
absolutely, and it matches the red, white, and blue
it
of
does. It goes
Elijah's
along
Hard
with
House.
yeah,
And
it goes along
and
with
I
that.
want you to hold that thought, because we have a package in our live auction that we're going to draw some attention to, and it's a great way to celebrate that, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, folks, when you find an item here that you're interested in, and there's so many, right? Like I said, I was all fired up. Our friends at Kleppinger Nursery have given us a
Dan and
lot of
Sammy.
incredible trees and shrubs,
Yeah.
which is just fantastic. And Yeah, look at the. This isn't. This is not a garage sale here, Kimmie.
No. And we
This
work
is a
hard.
classy online auction. I got to tell you. Look
Yeah.
at there, Italy in a basket. We're going to talk a little bit about Italy here in a few minutes. That's awesome, and just some fun stuff. One of my favorites. Got one on my dining room table right now in my dining room. Always smells amazing, thanks to the 5-wick bowl candle that I was gifted by the auctioneers and the committee last year. Always smelling great. I'm just so afraid of lighting it because it
Hey,
just
no,
smells too good.
those candles, I will tell you, some dough candles are not great. Phoenix Furnishings has done a really fantastic job of creating a dough bowl candle that does not catch on fire. I mean, I'm not kidding you. It's great.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Dough bowl candle you can get.
Yeah. It's we got summer. I mean, Benedictine brews. Oh, so that must be from our friends there outside of St. Paul, right?
Yep.
Or,
no, aren't they down? I thought they were down in Mount Angel.
Mount Angel is what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, Mount Angel. Yeah. That they have given 3 years in a row as well, maybe even 4 years in a row. They give a fantastic basket, and I love these guys. So anyway,
yeah, no, they're awesome. Little Go Ducks. And you know what? I'm going to bid on this Pendleton just because with your permission. Well, I don't know. I want to bid on it, so maybe I don't want to change it, but I think there's a hidden surprise when you read this headline. and you click on the Pendleton Roundup, one of the finest rodeos in all of America.
Yes.
And there's these are noble bags. Am I not right?
That's right. They are noble bags.
Yeah, this is these are the noble carry-on or weekender bags.
They
and
are.
I happen to know a couple of individuals and a couple in the auction industry. If I got any fellow auctioneers tuning in today that are huge into the noble luggage and that hat. How cool is that hat?
Yeah, that hat was created for me last year at an event at Tumwater. And I wanted to throw it into this Pendleton Roundup package because it carries Elijah's Heart House. So whoever grabs it, will have this hat that's is significant to me personally, but just carries a bit of EHH in there. And of course it's red, so how can we go wrong? Elijah's
Yeah. Happy birthday, America, right?
That's
well,
red.
Folks, when you find a package and you click on it, let me share with you, okay? First and foremost, you're going to notice that bidding ends in 9 days plus bid extension. So that means next Sunday during Mosey and Mingle, when we're all at Elijah's Heart House in the barn there, at 4:45 in the afternoon, okay, is when the bidding will begin to end. And I always say, Kimmee, begin to end. And the reason I say that is because we do have bid extension involved. And what that does, Kimmee, is if an item receives a bid in the last 5 minutes prior to it closing, so in this case, 4:40 in the afternoon, next Sunday, the 28th, if it receives a bid in the last 5 minutes, it will automatically notify the person who just got outbid via email and text, but it will also extend the closing time for this item an additional 5 minutes to give folks an opportunity to bid. So there is no chance that you're going to go in there and bid at the last possible millisecond. It's impossible, okay? Because it will always extend. If it gets a bid in the last 5 minutes before closing, it will extend a new 5 minutes, right? And so it operates just like a real auction, Kimmee. I don't say sold until people quit bidding, and we don't say sold in the Mosey and Mingle online auction until people quit bidding. Okay, so pay attention to your watch next week and make sure whether you're at the barn or you are somewhere else, make sure you're paying attention to your phone and don't get outbid, right? So here we go. Currently, there is no bid on this package, and it says the starting bid must be $10. Okay, that's awesome. And then it says that the value of this package is $500, right? $507. That's awesome. And then it explains everything that you need to know about the package, okay? What I want you to know is, folks, there's a couple of ways to bid here. And what's important for you is, I think, Kimmee, everybody loves to get a value, right? We're all garage sellers at heart, right? I mean, yes, I want to support EHH, but at the same time, if I can get a deal on these amazing packages, that just means I can bid more on other items, right? So with that being said, what I would love to do is, I personally, because I'm all over those two noble bags and that hat, that hat, I probably wouldn't wear the hat, Kimmee. I hope you're not offended by that. But
not at all, Patrick.
But I probably can find somebody who would look really cute in that hat, right? Maybe one of our team. Okay.
Yeah, somebody on the team.
Yeah. So here's the deal. I'm going to say, because I really don't want to ruin it for everybody else, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say that I'm willing to spend $250 on this package. Okay. But if I could get it for $10, I'd be pretty happy. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make sure that this blue box is checked. That says place this as a proxy bid. Okay. Now, what that means, Kimmee, and I'm kind of preaching to the choir here because I know you're well versed on all of this, but to our audience, what that means is, the computer is going to, Octria is going to place the lowest possible bid for me that keeps me in the lead. Okay. Right now, I need to be at $10. Okay. That's fantastic. What will happen is, people bid against me. It will raise my bid to keep me in the lead all the way up to $250. Once somebody bids over $250, it'll send me a notification and tell me I finally been outbid. Okay. But I might get this package for $100. I might get it for $50. I might get it for 250. Okay. The important thing to understand, and why I always encourage people to bid today, Kimmie, and set their proxy bids, is because proxy bids will save you money. Okay. And you're probably wondering, Patrick, how's that possible? Here's how. Okay. If I bid the proxy bid at 250 and Kimmie comes in, and I love these little green boxes popping up on our screen, by the way, on a side note, because that's people bidding right now. Okay. When I place that bid at 250 and it places my bid at the lowest amount to keep me in the lead at $10. If you come in, it's going to tell you you could bid 20. If you bid 20, it will kick my bid to $20. Okay. That's great, right? And it'll tell you you've been outbid. Here's the difference. If I don't place that as a proxy bid and you come in and I just bid $10 and you come in and bid 20, then I have to bid $30 to be in the lead. But because I'm using the proxy bid, it will take me to the bid amount you bid, not to the next level above that. You see what I'm saying? Because in essence, my bid was in there first. Okay.
Yeah, right.
So I can't encourage our audience more. Get in there today. There's 62 items. Place your max bid, your proxy bid on all the items that you want, and then sit back and watch the action all week, right? And next Sunday at 4:45, nobody bids in the last 5 minutes. You could be the big winner, right? So I'm going to place this bid. I love it. Autry is always making sure I don't screw up. It says, are you sure you want to bid up to a max of 250? Every now and then I put the decimal in the wrong spot and I end up bidding way more than I think I should have. But in this case, I know it's exactly right. Bingo. I'm in. Okay. And there it goes. It says I have the high bid for $10, and this bid will automatically be raised to 250 to ensure you stay as the highest bidder when you were bid against, right? The next bid must be at least $20. So if you came in there right now, it would tell you you need to bid $20. Did I make that clear, you think, Kimmie, for our audience?
It's perfect. I love that part about Autry. I think it's a great feature.
Yeah.
You kind of don't have to think about things until somebody outbids you.
Yeah. Well, and I find, when you place your proxy bids, you don't get notified as your bid increases until you've reached your proxy bid amount. And
right.
Once you've been outbid there. So, for those of us who get a lot of texts and get a lot of dings on our phones, right? It's nice because you don't get a bunch of dings on your phone,
correct.
Right?
Not until it hits that limit.
Yeah, because you're getting important dings. I just get people asking questions, right? So it's all good.
Hey, those questions are important.
Yeah, I know they are. I'm just razzing because I know she's watching, and I just can't wait to razz her. She won't call me back. So anyhow, this is awesome. This is an amazing online auction, Kimmie. And I want to stress, go get them, Grace. Grace just bid on the boards and bites, right? Is there any of these packages, Kimmie, that I didn't touch on that you think you really want to bring attention to our audience?
There's a 60-minute package with Cody, a massage therapist in Wilsonville. She's been my massage therapist personally for, I don't know, a couple years. Anyway, she's fantastic. If you can get that massage, you guys will not be disappointed. I'll go to spas, I'll go to different, massage therapists, but I always come back to Cody. She is really terrific. So
awesome.
If you're looking for a massage, that one is really great. Also, all the DeWalt tools. Every year we have DeWalt tools donated. Jennifer Koonsman, my neighbor, who's been my neighbor for decades, has connections with Northwest DeWalt rep and other folks. And the DeWalt tools are something really wonderful in our auction, because sometimes I think auctions can kind of lean more toward girls and girly things. And it's really nice that we have parts of our auction that really lean toward men. And, I'm not saying that, hey, I'll take that back a little bit. I'm not saying that girls cannot use this stuff, I'm just saying that boys do enjoy some nice tools. So
as Tim
yeah.
Allen used to say, right?
Yes.
No, absolutely. No. And I said it earlier, Kimmie, and I meant it. You have something for everyone here, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
there really is. I could see Jeff Auctioneer just going to town on his phone, riding that tractor around out there in Aurora, right out there on the farm as he's
Jeff
planting or doing something.
right now.
And he's going to be cruising around bidding on tools, or maybe one of those sons of yours, right?
Yeah. Yes, one of the boys.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And a big shout out once again. Hey, and you know what? Every now and then, Kimmie, you see an item and it makes you think of somebody, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, that's not for me. I don't know what I would do with a blower. Okay. It's just not my deal. But, right, I may say, I know somebody who needs one. They were just complaining the other night they couldn't get the leaves off their patio to host dinner, right? They were afraid they were going to burn their barbecue up, whatever. When you go into a single item, Kimmie, one of the nice features of Auctioneer is that right up here at the top, you can see these icons, right? This Facebook icon here, if I click on that, it is going to create a Facebook post of this item for me to share out on my social media feed.
Oh, that's so cool.
And what's powerful about that, because I know the people watching right now are all fans of Elijah's Hard House, right? And we all do what we can to support the cause. But this is a great way to get the word out, maybe to somebody who doesn't know about Elijah's Hard House, but they need a new blower from DeWalt, right? And so we send it out on our social media. We can even we can share it if we're on our mobile. We can also create a link and put it in an email to a couple of people, right? But this is a great way because it's only going to show that item, and then once they come in to bid, then they can learn more about the program and everything that's going on in Elijah's Hard House. So, folks, don't be shy. Share it out, okay? Share out the items. The other thing I always tell people is there's a star here. If you want to click on this on an item, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to place all my proxy bids just like Patrick taught me, and but I don't want to place them on all 60 items because there's so many good things here. Pick the ones that you really like and click on the star, okay? And then once you do that, okay, you can go to the Show Me box, and I can look at only the items that I have starred, okay? So it's a great way to kind of use the software to your advantage, right? And can be a lot of fun, okay? You can also see what I'm winning on, what I've been outbid on. You can also, looking for those deals, items without bids is a great way to see those, okay? So that's awesome. And no, I think you're right on, Kimmie, with the DeWalt tools. There's there's something for everybody here. It's an amazing online auction. And speaking of auctions, next week when we're together at Mosey Mingle, aside from all the amazing things we're going to do at Mosey Mingle, we're also going to have a live auction. Right now, there's 4 packages in here, and I brought it up a few minutes ago. You can check it out. Friends, you cannot bid online for the live auction. You have to be in person, right? And so get your tickets today, okay? Just go right up there to tickets and buy your tickets. But you mentioned the celebration of the 250th birthday of the United States, and I understand that July 4th was Elijah's favorite holiday. Is that correct?
It was, next to Christmas, of course. But yeah, the 4th of July was a huge thing for Elijah. It was one of our some of my favorite memories going back are with Elijah and 4th of July stuff. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Jeff and I put together this 4th of July basket for the live auction event, and it's fantastic. Everything that you would want for 4th of July, except for the fireworks. You gotta get the fireworks still, but everything else is in that package. So I'd love to see that package, be super successful at the
And I said it earlier that Mosey and Mingle is to me one of the only kid-friendly, family-oriented fundraising events of the year that I'm aware of that include an auction, right?
Yes.
And what a great way. Bring your young people to Mosey and Mingle. There's all sorts of activities we're going to talk about in a second. All sorts of activities, but this is the first item up in our live auction. And we did it a little bit last year. We had some young people out there bidding, their parents' bid card and flying those bid cards. And I just think it's the greatest picture and the greatest video. I'm sure Justine's all over it at Third Wheel Connections. But what a fun package to start our live auction off with, raising money for Elijah's Heart House and get the kids involved all at the same time. What a special package. That's awesome, Kimmee.
Yes.
Just awesome. And then we have we're always having a few whiskey drinkers at Mosey and Mingle, and our friends at Atlas Management. Is it Nicholas Elon? Did I say that right?
Yeah. Nicholas
has put this. Looky there. It didn't take long. We already got Sam Jones bidding on the DeWalt tools, right? We don't know if I'm assuming Sam is male. Okay, just to fall in line with your deal, but could be a female too. That's kind of like Pat on Saturday Night Live, right? That's why I go by Patrick now. It's that Saturday Night Live skit. All right. So, but this package here put together, these are, you'd have to spend some time to make this collection of incredible whiskeys. There's Blantons, there's Wellers, there's 2 bottles of Wellers actually. There's an Eagle Rare, there's a Taylor Small Batch, and a Booker's, all in one package. And this is going in our live auction. This is live auction package number 2 when we start calling bids next Sunday at Mosey and Mingle. But you could go home with an incredible collection right from the get-go. Look, Sam's bidding on everything DeWalt right now. That's awesome.
Sam Jones.
Go Sam. Go Sam's go. And the beauty of that is that all proceeds will go to Elijah's Heart House to make a difference in the lives of these families that are experiencing a traumatic illness or injury for their children, and they're in the hospital and the family needs somewhere to stay. So every time you raised a glass, you would be thinking about the power and the work that you've done to make someone else's lives better by purchasing this package at Mosey and Mingle. Big thanks again to Atlas Management for making that possible. And then we also Lene Estate. We've got a Sip, Stay, and Savor package. It's going to be awesome. I know there's some folks in the audience that are big fans of Lene Estate, and think it's awesome. And look at this place. This is a really cool spot, Kimmee. It's right at the winery.
Beautiful. This is
beautiful.
Never been there, but I know Anna has been there on my team, and Lydia, and they say this place is fantastic. So I'm very excited about this one.
Well, if Anna and Lydia have been there, then I know that it has been well critiqued, and if they're giving it a high mark, then I know it's going to be fantastic. That's awesome. But
yes,
what a cool spot. And then the highlight of the online or the live auction that day is this amazing package in Tuscany. Okay, and this is 7 nights, friends. 7 nights in the city of Cortona, in a flat there. And this place is really cool. It just blend right in with the locals here in Cortona, out in Tuscany in Italy. And what a cool package. I can't wait to see the bid cards flying on this one, Kimmee. This should be fantastic.
I know, that's beautiful. In fact, Justine was in Cortona, my social media.
Yeah.
Justine went to Cortona, I think in March.
Wow. She like it?
Oh, she loved it.
Yeah. I was in Italy one time, and it was I fell in love. I didn't really have an expectation. I was completely blown away with the history and the culture. The lifestyle was right up my alley. That nap every afternoon was perfect. It was, but the food was unbelievable. I had no idea there could be somewhere as special as Italy. So get your bid cards ready, friends. It's going to be, I'm going to encourage you in a live auction to bid fast and bid last if you want to win that package. All right. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. And speaking of fun, Kimmee, the last thing I'm going to touch on here, because before we talk about Mosey and Mingle itself, is this gift card raffle. Because this is one of the things, maybe you want to support Elijah's Heart House. You don't, you're not into auctions, whatever. That's your choice. Totally fine. Okay. But we have a really cool opportunity for you with our gift card raffle. the committee has put together an amazing gift card wall. And there's over $2,500 worth of gift cards on the gift card wall. They're all spelled out here. All sorts of fun stuff to do, whether it's at Al's Garden or it's at Baguette, Barking Dog Winery. You've got Tualatin Island Greens for the golfer. You got the Blind Guy custom window coverings. If you're into getting some new window coverings, stopping at Subways, there is a little bit of everything here, Kimmee, and folks can buy tickets now right online. Okay, as long as you are physically located in the state of Oregon, that is a state regulation. Otherwise, we become a lottery. We're not a lottery. But you can buy tickets online right now as long as you're physically located in the state of Oregon and you're over 18 years of age. Go ahead and get on there. One ticket for $25 or 5 tickets for $100 as a incredible opportunity for you to support Elijah's Heart House and possibly go home with over $2,500 in value in the gift card wall. What's your favorite on there, Kimmee?
Hey, I love the gift card wall. Nobody does
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, when you go to auctions or events, you can you can purchase one gift card.
Mm-hmm.
But this was something that I came up with a few years ago that I was like really excited about because I thought, oh, it'd be so much fun if people could just grab a raffle ticket and spin the wheel at the end and whoo, you win the whole wall, you know? And it's just a really cool thing. And the wall will be displayed inside the barn so you can see it all. And there'll be people behind this like kiosk selling raffle tickets at the kiosk as well. But I love the option this year to grab your raffle tickets online. I think that's a great.
Yeah, absolutely. And you do not need to be present to win, right? This is all about selling as many tickets as possible. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, however many we sell, your odds are still much, much better than they've ever been in the lottery, friends, right? So, and it's a much better cause, in my opinion.
That's right.
So 100% of the ticket sales will go to benefit the families experiencing some unforeseeable tragic illness for their child or injury. And it's you're making a difference in the lives of families right now when you buy tickets. And you may go home with a whole gift card wall. That would be phenomenal. All right, Kimmee, let's talk about, I could not be more excited about next Sunday, the 28th, when it's time to actually get in there and Mosey and mingle. You've got, as I've said several times today, the most amazing family-oriented. I mean, anybody should be and enjoy coming to Mosey and Mingle, okay? And tell me about the event this year.
So one of the greatest things about Mosey and Mingle is you can bring your entire family. It's a very unusual fundraising event. Most fundraisers, as we all know, are adults centered. And one of the things that Jeff and I really wanted to do was bring families together so that families could really start teaching their kids about philanthropy and what that looked like, giving back. What does that look like? And so we have some new folks coming this year. And I'm not going to name, you know what happens when you start naming people, you forget people.
Yeah.
But we have a balloon guy coming this year that hasn't been here before. We have a magician who's coming this year that hasn't been here before. We have a donut cart that's coming that hasn't been here before. We have Wooden Heart Pizza coming, and they have not been here before. We have the same kinds of things again, the face painting, haircuts are coming back. And we had kids getting haircuts last year. It was great. Adults getting haircuts.
Can I get one? Can I get one?
Yeah, right. You can get a little cleanup on the sides. Anyway, and then of course, Olivia Harms this year is back. She will be performing 2 sets this year. We have mixed up the way that the auction looks this year. I'm personally very excited about that. So people will be able to really hear Olivia and also just be actively involved in the auction, the live auction. So Marsh and Mallow are coming. The guys are coming. Love them. You're going to get the best s'mores ever. And
Salt and shaker for the adult beverage people in the room,
yes,
right? And Oleo
salt and
Vineyards.
shaker. They're going to do a blackberry old fashioned. Kind of get in the whole, it's going to be one of the signature drinks there, kind of get into the whole whiskey vibe.
Awesome.
We've got that whiskey package. Yeah, I'm trying to, and then Half Pint Brothers, of course, Jordan, and he has
Chef
ice
Jordan.
cream. Hello.
Yeah.
Is coming. I mean, that's the best ice cream around. And all of that is with your package, except for the adult beverages. This year, something else we have happening is Shake Shack in Bridgeport. They are coming and serving lemonade.
Wow.
So, kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And you know what? I think you and I and many of us that have been to Mosey Mingle in the past have always recognized the incredible talent that Olivia Harms is. Her and the Roadrunners are just a phenomenal country folk music group.
Fabulous.
And Olivia had the honor to be nationally recognized this year and was a contestant on CBS's On the Road, their reality show for country music up and coming stars. And so to have her come back and be a part of this is really cool, as always. And I know her heart's in the right place. And we just can't thank Olivia enough. And it's going to be fantastic to have 2 sets of her music this year. That'll be awesome. And we'll sandwich in the live auction and also our paddle race, right?
Yes.
You know, we have so many things. The other thing I want to bring up, because as you and I have talked about in the past, Kimmee, you know, getting the word out about Elijah's Heart House is important. You were sharing a story with me a few minutes before we went on the air today with respect to, you got a phone call, somebody reached out via Facebook, and then the social worker reached out and almost couldn't believe that Elijah's Heart House existed. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, it was last week, and got the phone call, and the social worker was like, hey, we have this family that has told me about you. I've never heard of you. What do you do? And lo and behold, you know, which happens. First off, I'm introducing myself as Elijah's mom. So that's always kind of takes somebody off guard. They're thinking they're speaking to some conglomerate, right? So here I am speaking to this social worker, and we get to talking, and she's just like, and this seems to be the case across the board, which is, we haven't heard about you. This is amazing. There is no one in the United States that does what you do. A lot of people have restrictions on things.
Right.
We don't have a lot of restrictions. And it gives us the opportunity to really meet families that are going through huge traumas. I'll give you an example. Paige Wood, she is going to be at our event. I just talked to her last night.
Yeah.
She was the sweet kiddo who got in a horrific car accident last year and was not expected to live. And if you saw her car, it's a miracle that she did live. It's also a miracle that this girl is even up, walking and talking. She is a remarkable young woman. And if you can get to the event, if there's one reason that you should get to the event, it's to see Paige Wood, meet Paige Wood, see the video that we have this year during the live auction of her and her family. They are remarkable people. They were here at the Heart House for over a month, and we were very honored and fortunate to support them and to become good friends with them. So she's coming in. I'm really excited about that.
I can't wait to meet her. And you know, I want to stress again, as you were telling the story, people had no idea they needed your help until they already needed your help, right?
Right.
And that's the part of this story that always amazes me and makes me so honored to be a part of your organization. And one of the things that I think where you as a foundation, the Elijah J. Auctioneer Foundation, have an advantage over so many other groups. Not only do you have a unique purpose, but the agility and the flexibility to make grants and cover and help these families on a moment's notice. And that,
in fact, Patrick, when you say a moment's notice, I want to tell you a story that happened 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. We got a phone call from one of our favorite social workers down in Mayo. Jenna was here last year.
Yeah.
Do you remember meeting her?
Yeah.
Okay. She's like, hey, I've got this family. They need a place to stay. Ronald McDonald House had said that they could stay. They had been trying to get a hold of them, and they couldn't get a hold of them, so they canceled the reservation. Well, this family was traveling from Colorado to Arizona. They were in a dead spot. Here's the whole family's coming. The kiddo has cancer. They get told once they get into cell phone range coverage that their housing has been canceled. So we, within hours, have this family housing.
Wow.
Like, at Staybridge Suites in Arizona. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't for my team, for the team that I have at my end, Holly and Lydia, like doing all the things, connecting all the dots that they're supposed to connect. I mean, we moved so quickly that we were able to get this family a house, or a place to stay, not a house, but a place to stay,
Right.
Instantly. And I called this mom on the phone, and they were driving, and you can hear this like relief, like, thank you so much. There's this huge relief. And I know we're just a Band-Aid on a dike when it comes to medical expenses, but the housing piece for a mom, especially a mom, to know that she's got a place for her children to rest for a minute is massively huge. And so that's what Elijah's Heart House really is all about. And thank goodness for my team. But most importantly, I really appreciate everybody coming and donating money to this. This is our main fundraising event, and Mosey and Mingle is where it happens.
Right.
And so I really want to encourage people to purchase their tickets, and we'll see you next Sunday, because I can't wait to hug on people and see people, and it's great.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And one of the things I feel the emotion, and I hear the emotion every time we talk about what the work that you're doing. But I want to draw attention to something you just said, because I know I believe it's the case with both the Darnell family and the Wood family. We're going to share their stories next week at Mosey and Mingle.
Yeah.
But they're not single children. They have siblings, right?
Yeah.
And so many times the mom is worried about not so much the child might be in the hospital, the child might be getting treatment, but she has other kids to deal with, right? She has other kids she's responsible for. So knowing that Elijah's Heart House is in a position to make sure that the entire family is comfortable, right, is unheard of. And, it's really kudos to you for the amazing work that you're doing. I'm going to stress it again, folks. This is not only an amazing cause, but it's an amazing value when it comes to fundraising events. An individual ticket to this event includes all your entry, your food, and only thing you have to spend extra is if you want adult beverages, then you do have to spend some extra there. But we also have a discounted ticket for the children 2 to 10 years old. It's only $10, and they eat like kings, if you will, for the entire event. So jump on there right now, guys, and get your tickets. If you haven't written down the website yet, the replay will be up on Facebook. The replay will be back up on the website here in a little bit. And what an opportunity to dive in there, bid on some items, get some raffle tickets. Make sure you have your tickets to come to Mosey Mingle next week. See Olivia Harms and the Roadrunners. Maybe hear me talk fast. Hear some amazing stories about the work that Elijah's Heart House is doing. And it's just going to be an incredible, incredible event. Kimmee, I can't thank you enough for letting me be a part of it. It's always a pleasure to work with you and your team. And we're going to have an amazing, amazing event next week. It's going to be absolutely remarkable. So we got to get everybody to get out there, get your tickets. Let's pack the barn, as we say. Yay. Okay.
Yes.
Pack the barn.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Patrick.
You bet, Kimmee. Always a pleasure. Have a great day. And
Well,
as I always say to our friends out there in the audience, bid high and bid often. And don't forget, every single bid is raising money for Elijah's Heart House and making a difference in the lives of these families that are suffering or dealing with traumatic injury or illness for their young person. Let's have a great day, everybody out there. Make a difference in the world. Talk to you soon.
bye.